We are here with Dominic Ciambrone, also known as the shoe surgeon. Thank you so much for coming out today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Can you describe what it is that you do?
I am an artist, but what do? I make shoes. I make quality product, sneaker that's also art, but you could wear it as well.
Sure. How did you find your way into that canvas?
I first wore a pair of the original 1985 Jordan 1s that my cousin let me borrow. And I wore those freshman year in high school, and I got like a good response from just people. I didn't have to say a word. I was always shy and quiet. I didn't really want to talk to people. And I wore these shoes, and it instantly drew energy to me because of them. And then from there, I was like, all right, now I got to find out where to get the next one, you know? So then I started getting Jordans early, somehow, then wearing them to like a Foot Locker, just to like flex on people, and then it was like, that was it. Then all of my friends had the same shoes.
Sure.
And I was just like, what's next?
At what point did you start to say, let me turn this into a whole life or job or income stream?
So, you know, once all of my friends had the same shoes, we literally had to text each other like, oh, I'm wearing these ones today. It was like, all right, I was always creating at a very young age. I was painting, screen printing, sewing. But I picked up an airbrushed Air Force One mid, and I went to school wearing them, and everyone kind of flipped, was like, where'd you get those ones? And I was like, oh, I made these, you know, even though the paint fell off when I wore them, but I made them, so I was like, oh, I can get that feeling from the first pair of shoes just for me to make something. But then it was more like, all right, hey, can you paint my shoes?
Yeah.
So it was like less about me and then more about like doing it for other people.
Yeah.
So it was like I was always fighting myself, like, all right, this is for me, but then people kept asking.
Sure.
It wasn't a business, it was just like a passion.
The Pendleton Supras that you made for Bieber with the Vibram soles, that's when I was like, this guy is doing something special, and looking at this medium in a different way with a sense of humor to it as well. Yeah.
No, thank you. That was the story behind that one is I think one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And for me, I was more of an artist. So even to this day, what you see is like I'm working on other things that people also don't see.
Right.
You know, I don't just do hype. Like the stuff I want to do is crazy stuff like that. I was putting boot soles on Vans and Supras before they started doing it, just because I walked into a shoe repair shop and I started learning shoe repair. So, you know, I just like creating.
Would you say that playing with rare pairs like that has sort of been able to bring you to where you are?
Yeah, I think being able to just have fun with it. Like, I remember the first rare pair I took apart was like a band, Jordan 1.
Sure.
And even though when I first got that one, that was like 8 years ago. And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to take this one apart. And the guy was like, yeah. I was like, all right. And I did it. And then I started getting like Dior shoes for Bieber and all this stuff. And like, I was like, all right, this is fun.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people look at it as a value. There's a value to it, right?
Sure.
Reselling and all this. You know, an Air Mag's worth $15,000.
Sure.
So they look at it like, why would you screw up $15,000? I don't think they're thinking like about the product itself. They're thinking about the value. The product itself is what I focus on, and the art, and it's, for me, that's how I see it. So
talk to us about what you just spent a couple of days teaching about.
Yeah, I just had a 4-day Jordan 1 class at 10 Corso Como. New York City has just been the best for me. It's actually like my biggest followings from here. I just feel like the energy out here for what I do, they get it. 25 people from all over the world came, took a 4-day course where they deconstructed a pair of shoes and picked out materials, cut it, sewed it, finished it, lasted it, put it on their feet, and left. The goal for it isn't just about like the shoe, it's about the experience that I can provide and how I can instill, like, you may not want to do shoes forever, but find your passion.
Sure.
And my goal is to push my energy, and we create the experience is and the energy that comes from it is just, I can't even explain it. You just have to go in there and see it or feel it.
That's it for this episode of From the Ground Up. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And while you're there, drop in the comments down below and tell us about the rarest pair you have in your collection, or the rarest you'd want.